Right, okay, now we have progress and the clock's finished. Normally the clock doesn't get a chance to finish, but today it's finished. So if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube or Twitter, please do say hello. We can show your comments on screen. I'm going live on Amazon and hopefully,
Right.
are
All
we
set.
live on Amazon? Yeah.
Hopefully we are.
Okay, hopefully
Hello,
we are
hello.
we are live on Amazon. Hello, Marco.
Hello, and I was lying. There's no lipstick on my side, as you can tell.
I can tell, and I can tell the lighting as well. You've changed the lighting for this show, and we'll be looking at the lighting system later.
Well, we can do that. I think we can do that because
Yes.
Black Friday is coming, and I think a good thing to talk before Black Friday, it's lights.
Oh yeah,
Just
yeah.
it will help to unlight
Right.
your life.
Shall we start there?
We can.
I give Marco a second or two to catch up. Now, if you're new to Amazon Live, thank you for watching. One technical thing, or a couple of technical things, which will help whilst we're broadcasting live. And the first thing is that we know that a lot of people actually watch the show and they can't hear what we're saying, which means we could actually say anything we like, but we're good like that, and we don't say anything that we shouldn't because we're on Amazon.com and therefore we behave. But if you do unmute us and the button's in the center of the screen, then you can actually hear the stories that Marco and I are telling. I'm Stephen. I'm based in Devizes in Wiltshire in England. And Marco, you are based where?
I'm located in Viana do Castelo, Portugal, really in the north of Portugal, in the north coast of Portugal, close to Galicia, Spain.
Yes.
It's an amazing place to visit as well. Besides, of course, my hometown. Feel free to join to visit.
I would love to visit. And pretty
Yes.
soon we might be able to. Yeah.
Okay, that would be great because there's many things to say, and even more things to eat.
Now you're talking. Now you are really talking. Yes. Okay. Are we good to go with the lights?
Okay, we can go with the lights. Okay, so I first I will make a roundup. Let me see if I can change my angle. Oh yes, there we go. So, but yes, I think I can manage this to show you my. Okay, there you go. Yes, I can do this. Let me just make some work around here.
Okay.
Don't panic.
I'm not. I never.
Everything is under control.
You and I have been doing live videos together for close to 4 years.
So there you go.
Okay. There you go. Okay. Over to you.
So over to me. So let me highlight this in the carousel so you can take a look. And let me tell you kind of a story about the lightning, which is a really important thing when we talk about live streaming. Okay, now you have highlighted in my carousel these two LED panels. Okay, and also I have this ring light in my carousel, and also the floodlights that I have behind me, which make this so warm orange red color. Okay, so the thing was, I started, and this could be something that you can think as well, okay? Because I'm pretty sure that my story can kind of relate with yours. Because when I started, I was using only the ceiling lights, okay?
Yeah.
And then I went to a Swedish store to buy a candlelight, okay?
Any particular store?
A yellow and blue one. I don't know. Okay, so then I bought three soft boxes. Okay, and it was okay. But the thing is, and at some point you will want this, is to have control over the gear, the equipment you're using for live streaming. And for instance, I like to control my microphone, my camera, and my lights as well. So I couldn't make this with soft boxes, because the only thing you can do is turn on and off, and that's it. And with these LED panels, and you will see the magic happen. And one of the magical things about it, it's that they have this app where you can control the lights. Okay, you can control them individually or grouping them, and then you can control them together. Okay, so let me show you how you can do this. The most simple thing is to control the brightness. Okay, let me show you this. There you go. Okay, so you can see, and I'm only using my finger. Okay, and this is important to color the color temperature as well. Let me put it a little bit warmer, and let me put a little bit. Oh my God, I'm feeling so cold here. Okay, so this is the most basic thing, and then you can control the brightness. Okay, you can control. Let me change a little bit the angle. I think you can see in the top right how I look. Let
We
me
can.
do let me do some magical here as well, so you can see a little bit how I look. There you go. So you can see my color in a better way this in this angle.
Yes.
Okay, so I look a little bit purple.
You
Okay,
do.
now I will look the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, and then I look a little bit Marco. Okay, as you can see, you have here this circle, and you can. One of the good things, and this was something that I loved about these LED panels, was the fact that besides having this control, this normal control, which is the brightness and the color temperature, it allows you to have the RGB color. So this will give you an endless number of settings, an endless number of colors that you can bring to your show, depending on your mood, on the tone of your broadcast, on your audience as well. So this is something that I like. And also you can control individually here again the brightness. Okay, let me do it. As you can see, okay. Hope Karinda is not there to say that I'm
I
too
don't think
dark.
he is yet.
I'm too dark. Okay, you can control here the hue as well. Okay. And the saturation. And you may be thinking, "Oh my God, this is so amazing!" Yes, it is, but
It is, yes.
I didn't finish. there's
Sorry.
there's something here, which is the kind of the crazy thing about these LED lights. Okay, please use this carefully. I don't know if you remember this Hello Hello TV show,
Oh, yeah.
Stephen,
Yeah.
but there was
Yeah, I do.
at some point of the show, someone came to the cafe of René, and they said, "Please listen carefully. I shall say this only once."
Correct.
So this is the scene tab. Okay, and within this scene tab, you will find this amazing thing. Let me turn to this camera again. Okay, as you can see, you have three different type of scenes. One, it's about these emergency cars, like a police car, an ambulance, or a fire. Let me see, a fire car. I think fire engine. Okay, this is the squad car, the ambulance, and the fire engine. Okay, you have the festive scenes, which are
Indeed.
fireworks, which is the one which is playing now. Also, party time. Okay, and candlelight. To be honest, okay, we can. I think we can relate candlelight to a certain way of party, but a not so crowded party. You know what I mean? Okay, and also we have these lightning things, which we have lightnings. Also, we have these kind of flashing lights from photographs. They call this paparazzi, and also the display screen. Okay, so this is a nice way to bring lights to your broadcast, to your live shows. Light, it's a really important thing when we talk about live streaming, because it's the way you are seen. Okay, I'm a little bit unfocused. Let me see if I can do this a little bit better. Oh my god, I think it's a little bit better. Okay, I'm good now. So with lights, it's a good way for you to look better on the screen. Okay, because it's kind of pointless to have a great camera, and even though the camera can do a work with lighting, okay, because you can control the aperture, the exposure, and everything, but with good lights you can do a plus, and giving even better looking to your live shows. Back to you, Steven.
Right, we're we're
I don't know
back.
if I don't know if you want me to call fastly about my ring light, okay?
Surely,
A-
surely.
And the,
Okay, yep.
and okay, let's cover the whole lightning thing. Okay,
I'm gone.
so
I'm gone.
I you may be wondering why the hell this guy has these so amazing lights, and he
Yeah.
bought a ring light. Good question. Thank you so much
Okay.
for coming up with this question. The thing is, one of my jobs is remote live producing. Okay, so I don't need to have these lights turned on. Also, for instance, I don't use this microphone, and I don't use this camera. I use this camera, the C920. Okay, and you may be wondering, oh my god, this light looks so crazy. Yes, because one of the things I do when I'm producing live is I turn these lights off. There you go, and you can see the light. It's a little bit, and I turn this, and also I turn off this background light because I don't need to look amazing. Okay, and
Yeah.
that's how I look. I put my amazing headset, which is listed as well on my carousel, and that's how I do my remote production. Okay, I
Yep.
can manage the settings. Let me see if I can. Let me. Okay, I think I can do something here. Okay, as you can see,
You're going
I'm
dark.
looking. Okay, so as you can see, I adjust the colors like this. It's a little bit better. Okay, it's not important the way you look when you're remote producing. Okay, because you won't be showing on the camera. Just need to talk sometimes with speakers and with other people. So that's why I bought this ring light. I don't want to appear like this. Okay, because I think this way it's a little bit better with the proper adjustments, of course. But this is what I like to do. Besides that, let me turn the LED panels again. Let me turn to this. Besides that, I have what you already may notice. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit so you can see a little better. Okay, there you go. So I will turn my okay. And those floodlights, let me highlight them in the carousel so you can understand what I'm talking about. Those are they are really affordable. Okay, and the good thing is, again, uh, I don't like to have the main front light with colors, but I think in the back this could give you a good tone, a good environment for your art, for your live shows. So for instance, this, and in winter this looks even better, this warm orange color. It feels like the fireplace, it's it's on fire. Okay, also I can change the colors. Let me show you. Okay, there you go. I'm turning this to more purple. Okay, hopefully this will change here again also, as you can see. And they have different presettings. I use this remote, even though they come with two remotes, I use just only one to control the colors. Okay, so this is a nice way for you to change from times to times your background colors, okay, and your background, okay, and it's not an expensive way, and it allows you to bring some diversity as well. So this is how my lights look and work. Thank you so much, Stephen. Back to you.
You're most welcome. The lights are currently down in Marco's carousel on his page and down in my carousel on my page. And basically, they are on my page. This comparison, they're $299.99. Okay, right. Okay, now as Marco said, presentation is key. And basically, for my solo presentations, I have created my own stage, my own set. And as you can see, I've got a backdrop which is gradiated from blue through to yellow. My camera is gradiated from blue through to yellow. And when I show a card on screen, the same sort of thing takes place. Okay, so everything matches. Okay, now I've done this set using Canva and images from Unsplash. I created this set, and this set is now part of my broadcast, and I'm going to do one every month. So this is my November set, and I'm going to go on and do one for December. But the whole thing about this is that this is my way of doing lighting. The beautiful thing about live broadcasting is that you can decide how you're going to look on camera. And Marco has shown a wonderful approach. And I have to say that the lights Marco is using are on my wish list. So if anybody listening and knows Santa Claus, then do take a look. But the thing that I want to talk about now is this, which is green screening. Okay, now I'm going to give you a demonstration of green screening, and the green screen that I'm using is down in the carousel. Okay, now there are people who say that you can use our software and it will remove your background and it will look perfect. You don't need a green screen. Well, I'm sorry, but you do need a green screen if you're actually going to do it well. I mean, it depends. I mean, if you're looking for something which is semi-professional to professional, then you do need a green screen. Now, behind me is the green screen. And if I press this button, you will see what my office looks like. Okay, so this is just me. This is the green screen that's down in the carousel. And this is the starting point. Because the first thing that happens with background removal software is that we have to remove the background. Okay. Bear with me a moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen in a second or two. This will work. I'm sure it will work. This is live broadcasting. Anything can go wrong. We know it can. We don't have a problem with that. In fact, if nothing goes wrong, we get a little bit worried. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to bring this up on screen, and I'm going to put it full screen. And if I go over here and I go full screen, okay, I'm replacing one me with another me. Okay, so now I am physically inside the Expert VCam software with the green screen that's down in the carousel. How does this software work? Basically, if I press, I'm pressing the wrong screen. If I press the remove button, then I disappear entirely, and you can still hear me, and I'm just hoping that I do return in a second. I'll be back in a minute. Don't worry, do not adjust your sets. It's thinking and it's going to bring me back. This is what happens. The background has been removed. Okay. Having removed the background, there is a test that you can do, and that's to be able to see all 10 fingers and to be able to move them. Okay. If you're not using a backdrop, a green screen, then you wouldn't see the fingers. They've got a slight bit of movement, but you can recognize that I've got 2 thumbs and 10 fingers. Okay, that's the test. That's the acid test, moving your fingers about. Then, having removed the background, you want to put a background in its place. Now, the background that you put in its place can be an image from anywhere. It can be an image that you've taken on your mobile camera and uploaded to your hard drive on your PC or Mac. It can be an image that comes from the internet, Be aware though that you should not use copyright images, because that is not good and you could have problems. So what you actually do is you go to, okay, I just need to remove a background, just a minute. Let's remove that one. So I'm going to get rid of that background so I can actually add a new background. Okay, so I'm going to add a background and I'm going to go to unsplash.com. Okay, and I'm going to type in Paris. I'm going to try and type, I've typed in RIS. Let's try typing in, it's thinking, it's looking, Paris. Oh dear, I think I've frozen it.
It's too
we
cold
may have
there.
to go to plan B.
It's too
We
cold
may
in
have
Paris.
to go to plan B. I'm going to restart the program. I'm frozen. The program will restart. And we did say that if anything goes wrong in a broadcast, then you've got to be prepared for it. VCam is restarting, and I'm frantically, the screen has gone blank. You can still hear me, and I'm back, but I'm still waiting for VCam to actually. Right, okay. The thing you do at a time like this is you go to your second camera. And whilst I'm sorting out my second camera, oh good, the joys of live broadcasting. I'm just going to see if I can actually find XSplit VCam. Okay. The immortal words then at the moment are, Marco, it's over to you.
Okay, so talking about multicam, there's something that I want to talk about, and it could be about my camera, which was the one I started, okay, which is the Logitech C920. Let me highlight it in the carousel, okay, and this could be a really good way to start. Okay, let me see how it is right now. Okay, I think she went a little bit crazy. It's a good camera, believe me, even though it looks a little bit weird, but it's a good camera. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Okay. Let me. It's getting a little bit better, and let me try this with the balance as well. Okay, so now I can give a little bit brightness. Okay, so it looks a little bit better. Believe me, I can improve the image. Okay, but why do I like to talk about my camera? Because I started with this Logitech C920. After, I don't know, maybe 8 years, it still's working. Okay, it's a good camera. You don't need to spend a lot of money, like for instance with this main camera, which is more expensive. Okay, and it's a good way for you to start. The other good thing you should have in mind, as long as this is a camera which lasts. Okay, it's not that camera that after 1 year it's broke, it's not working. It's after these years it's still working. The thing you can do, as I did, is and I do, is use it as a secondary camera. Okay, for instance, if I want to bring another angle, I can use this camera. Okay, for instance, I have this my surveillance mode here. Okay, and I'm using different cameras to get different angles. For instance, in a while I will be doing an unboxing. Okay, I don't know if I will do it right now or later. Okay, so you need to follow me as well. Okay, but for instance, when I do unboxings, I use this bottom left camera, which is another camera I'm using as well. Okay, let me see if I can highlight it here. Okay, so one thing you should have in mind about mostly about cameras, because for instance, when you change the microphone, when you upgrade your microphone, it's not easy to reuse the old microphone. You can sell it, okay, or you can use it on here on Amazon Live to show the different sounds of different microphones. But with cameras, you can reuse the old camera to bring another angle, okay, to bring a different perspective as well. So have this in mind. This C920 Logitech here, I'm truly in love with Logitech gear. Let me see if I can show you what I have on my desk from Logitech. So I have here the C920. I have my keyboard as well. I have my speakers. I had a mouse, and I just changed my mouse. It was not because he was giving me problems. It was to avoid me a situation. It was a wireless mouse, okay? And the thing is, when I'm managing live shows, if the mouse goes out of battery, I'm in trouble. Okay, so I got a wired mouse to be more less anxious. Okay, more peaceful, with peace of mind, because even though of course problems may arrive, if you have a wired mouse and you do live shows, live production, it's safer to use a wired mouse. Okay, it's safer to use wired devices. Okay, because for instance, I don't use wireless microphone, wireless headphones, wireless cameras, wireless keyboards. Okay, everything I use for live streaming is wired. Otherwise, I could be in trouble. Are you okay, Steven?
Yeah, I'm okay. I can come back now. I think if we go like that, I should be back. Both of me are.
You have two microphones connected.
Just
And by the way, Steven, a couple of minutes ago mentioned that one of the things with live streaming is that sometimes things can happen. Yes, they can, but most of the times they don't happen. Okay, so this is the good thing about. Don't think that that problems happen all the time, because it's not the truth. The truth is, most of the times the problems are there looking at you like crazy. They are willing to come to join the show, but most of the times the problems don't happen. And the second thing about this, and I think today you saw a good example of that. Even though problems may happen, okay, and they are not bad problems, okay, they are kind of harmless problems. With the practice, you will know how to deal with them. You can see that Steven had some little issues, but he didn't panic. Okay, he laughed, and believe me, I had frozen issues as well. Let it go, let it go. But it's not a problem. Okay, so when this may happen to you, just breathe and let things flow. Back to you, Steven.
Keep calm and carry on, which is what we're trying to do all the time. So I'm going to hide the second meet. Now, there's a note about this. As Marco showed in his lighting, he was lit for one camera, which is his main camera, and I am lit for my main camera too, which is why my second camera at the moment, as you can see, is in the dark. So you need to light for each individual camera. So I'm going to hide that so there aren't two of me on screen and you can't hear two of me. And I'm undeterred. I am going to do this. I'm going to definitely do this. I'm going to go full screen and I'm back. Okay, this is where we left off about 7 or 8 minutes ago. And this, as I'm explaining, is XSplit VCam, which allows you to have backgrounds. Okay, and what I did before we went to Marco was I actually went to unsplash.com, which is a free resource where you can find backdrops. And the only quid pro quo is that you actually tweet out a thank you, and that allows you to use the backdrop in your broadcast. So I went to the search box in XSplit VCam and I typed in Paris. And that means that I now have access to images which are all Parisian. So if I go over here, I can change to something which is definitely Paris. Okay, Paris at nighttime. And I'm going to cancel the download, but I can switch my backdrop very quickly between individual images uploaded, and I quite, oh, I like that one. That's the River Seine. You can basically, just as music changes our mood, our backdrop can change the mood of a show as well. And if I was doing a broadcast about France, then I could have the Parisian backdrop behind me. If I was doing a broadcast about Germany, I could have a German backdrop behind me. If I was doing a broadcast about Nevada or Arizona, where our friend Harper lives, then I could have a background from there. So the thing is that you're not limiting yourself. And that's the key thing, that you can have a presentation using slides from Unsplash. You can also use slides from your own collection. And if I X out of here, which I'm trying to do, then okay, so I'm Xing out of there, and I could go and add a background, and I can add a background. It's going to tell me I've got too many. Okay, I could add it. Brilliant. Okay, which one shall I get rid of? I'm going to remove one background. Let's remove that one. And it's going to ask me, do I want to remove it? And I'm going to say, yes, I do. Okay, it brings us back. And I can add a background from my own hard drive. I can add a background from YouTube. So it could be a video playing in the background. One note on that, if you're going to use a YouTube video, either make sure it's your own or you have permission to actually use it. Okay. Now, finally, you can actually get images. You can have a web page behind you if you wished. Okay. So I'm going to click that so it's gone. The other thing you can do is that, I mean, this is one of my favorite backdrops, a bit busy. This is another of my favorite backdrops. And we all get our favorites, which we use in different broadcasts. And the backdrop can change the mood of the broadcast. Rainbow, again, one of my favorites. So I'm able to change. Now, I'd have to change the lighting accordingly, but we'll go with what we've got at the moment and go with the principle. And I can do this. Okay, now if this works, it'd be good. If it doesn't work, I'll describe it to you. But basically, in a second, in a little while, my background will change. Hopefully, my fingers are crossed. There you are. You can actually have a moving background against which you're set. Okay, so designing your studio, I'm going to come back to me and back to the original backdrop as I scroll up here and come back to the backdrop that is my set for November, and come back to there, and this movement stops and it takes the image that I've selected and brings it in, and we're back to where we started. All of which means that I can now stop sharing my screen, and the screen goes blank, and Marco and I return. So the thing is, Marco, there's so many different ways to do this.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. And you decide which is most comfortable to you, the one which works. Now, I tend to, and Marco knows this, I tend to go too far at times and try to do things that the system won't allow for. But if you test beforehand, then you should be okay. So that's the all about the backdrop, and the Fovitech reversible is in fact behind me. And just to finish the description of the background, one side is green, the other side is blue. It's reversible, it's scrunchable, so that you can pick it up, put it in its carry case and carry it with you wherever you want to go. It either props up against the wall, which mine is doing, or you can have it hanging from a bar, which is also supplied by Fovitech. And in that way, you've got a portable backdrop. So it's more than one thing. And just to say that Harper enjoyed your disco lighting earlier.
Thank you. Just some quick notes about green screen. One of the things, and this is a completely no, because sometimes it's matter of opinion, but this is a complete no. Don't ever, never use green clothes when you're doing green screen because one day I was wearing a nice green shirt, and then I
Mhm.
turned on. I was kind of okay, everything is okay. I started, and I had the background on my chest. So okay,
Yeah,
Houston, we have a problem. So when
yeah.
you're using these chroma key virtual backgrounds, okay, and from times to times I use them as well. For instance, now I have highlighted in the carousel my studio. I think you can see some of the things from there. Okay, I have there the structure, the soft boxes, they are there. Sometimes I use them. Okay, you can see these tubes. Okay, and another part is, I think I can show you with this. There you go. This is another thing from the structure to hold the green backdrop. Okay, sometimes I use them. Another important thing is your computer. Okay, sometimes you don't look good doing virtual backgrounds because your computer, it's not that powerful. Okay, and also, and again, lights. Okay, without proper lights you won't be able to do proper green screen. Okay, so have this in mind as well. I think it's important to make these quick notes about
Well,
this.
true. I mean, it is a combination of the green screen and the lighting.
Yeah,
Okay, and
yeah,
you've got to get it right before you go live, so that everything looks as it should. I've got a soft box either side of me. The soft boxes, you probably guessed already, soft boxes are down in the carousel, and it is a different approach. But I just want to come on to PCs because Marco mentioned there that it's to get good graphics and to get good background removal, you need a computer which has the processing power. Okay. Now, at minimum, if you're going to live broadcast, then you want 8 GB of RAM. Okay. The PC the laptop that's down in the carousel at the moment, which is a Microsoft Surface Book 2, which is about 4 foot away from me, but I can't show it on screen because I'm actually using it. So the power of the computer is important. Now, as standard now, you get 8 gig of RAM. What you actually want is at least 16 gig. Microsoft Surface Book 2 has 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is more than enough to run this broadcast today with myself and Marco and other things as well. As you've seen, I'm running a green screen. I've got XSplit Presenter software presenting the cards on screen. It's handling all that seamlessly. So RAM is important. The second thing that you need is a hard drive. Now, the hard drive on the Microsoft Surface Book 2 is an SSD, solid state drive, and it can store, depending on the model you get, up to 1 TB. Now, 1 TB is a lot of bytes. Okay, now most of us now store most of our things actually in the cloud. So size doesn't really matter as much as it used to, because a lot of our videos, a lot of our images are all in the cloud. We use Google, we use Microsoft, we use Adobe. Not sure on that pronunciation. Adobe. We use Adobe as well, and Canva and NVIDIA. We use all these different systems, many of which are actually cloud-based. So hard drive is important. 1 TB is more than enough. It's taken me 15 months to actually look around and say, I need to move some things off. So plenty of space. The second thing is, Marco alluded to, is the graphics processors. Now, the Microsoft Surface Book 2 has twin graphics processors. So that means it can offload the processing of my image now onto a second graphics card, and that allows for a lighter load on the first one. The result is faster processing, which means that I can actually use the green screen with the background removal tool, which is XSplit VCAM, and it doesn't argue. It's can work. So that's it. That's my PC. It is Microsoft Surface Book 2. If you click link in the carousel, you'll get all the technical specs and all the reviews. When it came out, it was reviewed by PC Magazine, and they said this is the market leader. I don't think that changed until I don't know whether you had this happen to you. You actually buy a computer and they bring out a new model pretty soon after you bought it, and you're thinking, no, if only I'd waited. But there was a 6-month gap, so I'd had 6 months use out of it. And the other thing as well is that I now have the Microsoft Surface Book 3 on my wish list. It's in the carousel. It is 32 gigs of RAM, a 1 terabyte hard drive, and 2 graphics processors, which are faster than the ones in the Surface Book 2. So it's on my wish list, and it's there with Marco's lights. And at some point, instead of increasing my wish list item by item, I should actually start ticking things off. And yeah, I mean, Amazon is the best place to actually buy hardware from. The support is second to none if you've got any queries. So I've had no problems at all with my Microsoft Surface Book 2, and I stand by it as being a PC that I can say, well, it simply works out the box. It is an amazing piece of kit. Yeah, I mean, as you said, the computer with Windows or Mac, you've got to have a minimum specification.
Yes, yes, absolutely, because it's important. And sometimes we think, and again, and I think this is important. We listen to this often. The most important thing is the content. It is, okay? It is. Let me make this clear. But no one will listen, watch, or read. Well, listen or watch your live shows, your recording videos, if the sound it's not good, or if the image it's not good as well. Okay, so okay, it's important to have a good content, to share good messages, helpful messages, entertaining messages, whichever messages. Okay, things that are useful or important or entertaining or helpful for your audience. Okay, but in a way that they want to listen, they want to watch. Okay, because for instance, if I was using this, let me do the trick.
Okay, the trick is yours. The floor is yours. Go.
Okay. So this here. Okay. This is a good microphone. Okay, so I'm doing this. So are you can hear me, right, Stephen?
Not as clear as before.
Okay, because it's not the same microphone. Okay. So the thing is, okay, it's not the same microphone. Yeah, of course, this is a headset of around $30. This is a microphone $220. I think it's easy to tell the difference. This does
It is.
two jobs. This just does just one. Okay, so I think it's easy to tell the difference. But let me put it a little bit not so good. If you were listening to a broadcast, I think you can hear me really bad, right? And like this. And okay, let me put the scenario even worse. Okay, so like this, I think nobody will be watching for long my live show. Okay.
Yeah.
Even though my message, I could be sharing here pearls. The best tips about live streaming. I think nobody will believe me if I was talking about doing properly live streaming right now. I think it's the first thing. Okay, so have in mind. Even though, yes, change the microphone to the normal one. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, even though, yes, it is important to focus in a good message, insightful content, and this kind of things. It's also important to be pleasant to the eyes and the ears of your audience. Okay, so have that in mind.
Yeah, I totally agree. Just a reminder, you are watching, if this works, you'll know, you're watching Marco Novo, Stephen Healy. We have been broadcasting together for the last 3 to 4 years. We enjoy live broadcasting. And we made hundreds of friends around the world through live broadcasting. And you can catch, well, it's difficult to actually miss us because between us, we probably do about 10 shows a week live. So you can drop in on Facebook, you can drop in on YouTube, you can drop in on Twitter, and you can actually watch us live. If you ever have any questions about live broadcasting, then we are most definitely here to help you. So this is our regular Thursday show on Amazon Live. We're here every Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. in the UK, 2 p.m. in Portugal. And
Yes.
for Chris,
3 p.m.
3 p.m. in Belgium. Okay. So I'll hide that again. Now, you're talking there about microphones, and if you're listening to us now, and if you aren't, then we would ask one thing and one thing only. And I'm just checking out that this is actually working, and I'm going to bring this back on again because we can't say it too often, is you've got to unmute to hear our stories. The button is in the center of the screen, somewhere around about there. Just press that and you'll actually be able to hear what we're talking about. We've got knowledge of all the products that we talk about. Over 75% of the items in the carousel are products that we actually own, and because there are two of us, you're getting twice as many products as you will on any other show. So that's a good reason to actually tune into our show and unmute. The problem I had was that I know you've got the flashing image which says unmute. The problem I had, I used to tell people to unmute, but that doesn't work because they can't hear you.
If you're muted, they won't listen.
That's why I made the card. And just to note, you'll see in the bottom right-hand corner of the card, as I put the card full screen, a little logo, just to say that we are broadcasting today on Be Live. We're on a different system next week, but today is Be Live Day, and Be Live is simply so easy to use, and this show, to a certain extent, is actually sponsored by Be Live. So I'm going to hide the card again, come back to you and me. Now, people have been able to hear two different microphones during the course of this broadcast. Now, my microphone, which is down in the carousel, is I nearly got a camera then. All right, okay. Now, I'm going to tell you before I start this, Marco's microphone is on my wish list, along with the lights and the what have you.
Another one.
But oh yeah, I've got a long list. When we start broadcasting, basically, Mark and I have the same mind. Don't spend a red cent. Don't spend anything. Just go live and make sure you enjoy doing it. Do one live, do a second live, and make sure you're okay with that before you invest in kit. In terms of microphones, your inbuilt microphone is okay, but it's somewhere between what you're listening to now and the one that Marco demonstrated a few moments ago, the $30 one. What you want is a deep, rich sound on your microphone, and you want to be able to have that quality of sound. What we're trying to do as broadcasting, whether you're actually broadcasting on Amazon Live as we are today, or you're broadcasting on Facebook or YouTube, we're actually trying to keep an audience listening, and that's basically what we're trying to do. Now, if our microphones were bad, then you wouldn't stay, would you? I mean, if I was listening to a broadcast, and I do watch Amazon Live broadcast to listen and learn, watch other people do demonstration of product and how it can be done in so many different ways. But if their sound was bad, then I would move on to the next live broadcast. Yeah. Now, I had this is a true story, which I always like telling stories against myself. On Tuesday morning, I tested. I always test my camera, my microphone. I do a local recording. I play it back just 2 or 3 minutes to make sure that everything's working. And Tuesday morning, it was perfect. I did my Tuesday afternoon broadcast. I did my Wednesday morning broadcast, and at some time over lunch between 12 and 2 on Wednesday, Chrome made a change. And when Chrome changes something, they don't tell you about it. And Chrome actually changed. Well, they don't. It doesn't come from saying I've updated. It just updates, which is most annoying. But same with Windows, really. And it had changed my default microphone to be the one in my Logitech Brio camera, which meant the microphone I was using in the studio wasn't the one I'm using now, which sounds pretty good as far as I know. It wasn't this one, it was the Brio. Now, the Brio is about 6 foot away from me, and it's very difficult for it to pick up a pure sound. So, yesterday's broadcast, anybody who watched it, you have my sincere apologies for the quality of sound yesterday. I did a triple check today to make sure that my sound will be good. So, long story short, I'm using, and you've been listening to, the Audio Technica AT 2020, which is down the carousel at the moment. Click the link, it will take you over to the page. You can have a look, you can look at tech specs, you can have a look at comparisons, other microphones you could use, and you can read the reviews. That's basically the point I'm giving you. I'm happy with this microphone. It does everything that I want it to. But we are continually improving our microphones until we get to the microphone that Marco's got. Marco.
Well, I have this Shure MV7 microphone. This is and I have to be honest with this. Well, I'm always honest all the time, but one of the problems people used to have is they are not completely honest about the reasons why they bought this thing. And we can talk about cars, about houses, about dresses, about shoes, about cell phones, everything. One of the main reasons we buy what we buy, it's the look of things. End of story. Okay. So one of the things that got my eyes first from this microphone was the look of the microphone. And I have to make this statement as well. My first love was his big brother, the Shure MV7. No, the SM7B. Okay, the MV7, it's this one. Let me put this a little bit up so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, what I can do this. Wait. Okay, I think this way you can see a little better, I hope. Okay, so the thing is with the microphone is the look caught my eye. Okay, end of story. But also, and I think it's important to make this point as well, there are a certain number of brands which can guarantee a good sound. Talking about microphones, Shure is of course one of them, but Audio Technica, it's also a brand which allows you a good sound. And just to, because I'm not saying this just because Steven has his Audio Technica microphone. No, it's because I have my own Audio Technica microphone. Is this one? Okay, this is an Audio Technica wireless microphone. Okay, as you can see, let me show you so you can see that I'm not just saying kind words just to please Steven. Okay. Okay, so Audio Technica, Shure, Samsung, it's another good brand for microphones. Let me see if I'm not Rode microphones as well. Okay, so these four brands, at least, there are others, but these four brands, at least, they are guarantee of a good sound. Okay, good things about this microphone. First, I think it's easy to tell the quality of the sound, and this is important. Okay, also he's a good looking microphone. Okay, but even more important, it's a microphone which you can use as a starter, but as Steven mentioned, I don't recommend spending a big budget when you're starting, because let's put this scenario: you start, you bought, I don't know, maybe $2,000 in equipment, and it's really easy to spend $2,000 with equipment to live streaming. Okay, and you can scale to $20,000 and you can spend them there as well. Okay, and you do one show, and your first thing is with expensive gear, your expectations will be really high as well. Okay, so you start the broadcast, and because it's the first one, you're not the best in the world doing this, because it's the first time. It's not expected to be you to be the most amazing people doing live shows. And also you will be nervous, you'll be anxious and these kind of things. And at the end, okay, I didn't like this. I spent this money and I'm not good doing this. I'll quit. And what will you do with this gear? Okay, so as Stephen recommends, and we've been talking about this for years, right, Stephen?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we don't recommend for you to spend lots of money when you start, but you can prioritize. Okay, and then to see, okay, now my image is good, I need to buy a microphone. Now my microphone is good, so I need to buy new lights. Now my lights are good, maybe I can buy another thing, for instance, a second camera. Or you can buy a better camera and use the old one as a secondary camera. Okay, or sell it, of course, it's up to you. Okay, so I saw this microphone. I love it. And the good thing for people, okay, let's think about medium users, not advanced, this middle term stage. One of the good things about the microphone, and let me put the boom arm a little bit up, is that you can use it with this XLR connection, which is the standard on microphones, or you can use it with let me see if I can point it properly, with a USB connection. Okay, if you use it with an XLR connection, one of the things you need to buy, it's a mixer like this one, and this is a really affordable, but I think it's out of stock, even though it's listed on my carousel. Okay, but if you don't want to spend I don't know, maybe it's around, I think it's around $100, and then you need to buy the XLR cable as well, which is another $10. Okay, what you can do is to use the USB the USB connection. Okay, Shure came with a software which allows you to do it's a mixer as well. Okay, so you can control and your sound with this microphone. And one day when you want to go the next level, okay, you buy the mixer, you buy the XLR cable, and you're ready to improve even more your broadcast. Okay, but the good thing is you spend just I think it's $220 around it. Okay, and you have the microphone and you're good to go as well. Okay, so have this in mind, and then later you can buy the mixer to improve your audio. And I have a new follower. I don't know if you had new followers today. Let me check, Stephen.
Yeah, I've had a new follower.
Okay, so let's give some sound to new followers because I think they deserve. Thank you, new followers. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And thank you for the follow on my Amazon page as well. And thank you for watching. We say hello to Guy and Corinda who've joined us.
Yeah,
Guy is saying, well, Guy's saying he's got a Logitech. It works on Linux and Windows and is less expensive. And it is, Guy, we agree, it's a personal choice. I mean, that's why I've got the Audio Technica and Marco's got the Shure, because we have different tastes. Yeah. And it's basically, it's the microphone that you're happy with that counts. Okay. Now you're able to listen. You're listening to the Audio Technica and the Shure right now. So you can decide which is the better sound for you. And when you find one which is the best for you, then go and try it out. And we say hello to Corinda, and Guy's put a link in, and Corinda's followed, so all's good there. Now I couldn't resist this. My microphone, my microphone is on a tripod stand. It's not an arm. It's sat on my desk. It's about 3 feet away from me, but I can show you what it looks like. It looks like this. It is the most amazingly stylish. It's even got, as you can see, it's even got a blue light. If I put it full screen, you can see it's got a blue light on it, which tells you that it's working, which is absolutely brilliant. And what you do is you turn that blue light towards you, and you then know that it's actually picking up your voice. The other thing that I use is a piece of software called Crisp.ai, which is noise reduction software, which means that the only thing you can hear now, despite the noises that are going on around me, is my voice. And that's the way it should be. So there, on a subtle red background, is my microphone, and that's an actual camera shot that I took the other day. And I'm currently going through all the equipment that's in the carousel to take my own image of the kit that I actually own. So I'll take that off solo, come back to us, come back to there, and that's it. So that's my microphone. There you are. You've seen it. You've seen it.
Yeah, and
Okay.
just to give even more notes to the answer, the question that guy made. Sometimes, and I made my statement when I started talking about my microphone. The look of the microphone was something important for me, and this is not right or wrong. It's just my idea. End of story. So, for instance, I love the look of this microphone. And for instance, I had these other microphones in the same range of budget and the same quality of sound, but
Mhm.
and it's like cars. Why do you buy this car and you don't buy the other one? Because
Yeah.
most of
Yeah.
the times, because you love more the look of one car than the other. That's enough story.
That's true. That's true. I mean, our friend Nick, every single show he does, he actually shows his microphone because he has the same passion that we have for the microphones that we have, and he shows it on screen proudly because it's the microphone that he chose, that he loves the sound of, and it is a darn good microphone. He's possibly down the carousel. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make myself at one with the set that we have today. So I'm going to change my background. 3, 2, 1. This should work. Fingers crossed. Okay, we're back.
Okay.
And as you see my microphone, I'm going to remove my microphone from screen and come back to Marco and I. Yeah. Okay. So sound is so important. You listen to hosts of broadcasts on Amazon Live and on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and decide which is the microphone for you. Start off with your internal microphone, then go to a camera like the Brio or the C920, which has got a microphone built in. Make sure that they are positioned correctly, otherwise you get crackling. And then you go up to a freestanding microphone like the Shure or the Audio Technica, or indeed any of the microphones used by our hosts. In fact, if we could actually ask the people we broadcast, our friends on Wednesday, which microphones they have, and take a quick poll and see what the most popular broadcasting microphone is. But as Marco mentioned earlier, the 4 major makes, and if you're going with any one of those, then you can't go wrong. The only exception to that is on the PEL microphones, and the PEL microphones are ideal for when you actually out and about. I had a lapel microphone for so long that the wires actually wore out, and I used it to record my Udemy courses, and it is down in the carousel now if you want to take a look at it. All right. Okay. So we have it. So we've done lighting, we've done cameras to a certain degree, we've done microphones, and I'm grateful to everybody on the pages who's actually making comments. Where shall we go from here? Where shall we go?
Well,
What's
we can
next?
talk about earphones because I have mine. Also, you have yours, and this could be a good topic. And one of the things I like to do and recommend. Yes, Steven.
No, carry on, carry on.
Okay, carry on, because nothing really.
I'm just getting set up. I'm just getting my
Okay, perfect.
headphones.
So one of the things I like. This for me is kind of a rule. Every time I go live, I use earphones, and even though, for instance, I go live all by myself, just me, I use them as well. It's kind of when I'm not wearing them, it's kind of I'm feel a little bit naked. Okay, because for instance, one of the things they do is also they remove the noise coming from the because I have a noisy road close to me.
Mhm.
Okay, and cars coming all the time and trucks, they do a lot of noise. So one of the things I like to do is to use earphones, and I'm pretty sure that for you it's hard to tell that I'm using them, but I am.
It is.
Okay, okay, I'm using this. Let me highlight them. This the me M6 earphones. They are really affordable. Okay, and let me tell you this. One of the things you should have in mind when you are willing to buy earphones for live streaming is that you don't need to buy high fidelity earphones. Okay, because I'm able to listen to Steven properly. I'm able to listen to other people if they were in the screen. So it's okay. It's enough. Okay. They are in a deal as well. Okay. You will save $2.
All
Woohoo!
helps. Every little helps.
Okay, and they are a good as you can see, they are really low profile, and this for me was something interesting. You put them in your ears and they fit perfectly. One of the issues I had with the others that I was using, the sound was good, but from times to times they were popping out of my ears, and this was a little bit annoying. Okay, because I was doing this all the time, and I didn't like it, the feeling. Okay. So with this, and this is something that you should have in mind as well. For instance, if you are an executive or something, you don't want to use these scanned earphones because they will distract your audience.
Totally.
Okay.
Totally.
They will distract your audience. And that's okay. If you're a podcaster, if you're a gamer, it's okay to use this kind of headphones. And it's okay to use it anyhow. Okay, I'm not saying it's a rule, but I think you look better with this kind of earphones. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which context you are. They are so low profile. It's hard to tell that I'm using them. Okay, because they are transparent, and I because you have three different colors: white, black, and transparent. I took the transparent, so it's really, if it wasn't this little brightness here, I think it was really hard to tell that I was wearing them. So this is a nice way for you. And also, and this for me is important, most of microphones, they are condenser microphones, which means they catch a big amount of sound surrounding your microphone. Okay, it's hard to avoid this. Even though this is a dynamic microphone, which is easier to control the amount of sound that it's coming into the microphone, okay, it happens as well. So one of the things I think you already saw it, was people having this annoying background looping, echoing sound that comes from the speakers. Let me see if I can show you the angle. Okay, there you go. Pa, 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 pa. There you go. So I have here one speaker. Okay, look, one speaker here. And if I was not
Mhm.
wearing the headphones, the sound will be, for when Stephen was speaking, the sound comes and get into the microphone again, and this will make an annoying feedback. So with this, it's impossible that to happen. So have this in mind. It's $13. Are you serious? So buy them, and you can see, and really easy to. They have this small piece in the back, so you can adjust to your head, and it's
Yeah.
not moving. They are perfect for this. Back to you, Stephen.
Right. Now, you can't see Marco's headphones, but in a moment you will see mine. Okay. Okay. Now you can tell I'm wearing headphones. This is not a problem. I'm going to switch off the background and go to original, and then I'm going to go full screen. Right. So these are my headphones. Now the first thing about them is when I put them on properly, that these are Aftershocks headphones, and they are down in the carousel and they're highlighted. I did a side shot there. You can actually see what they look like from the side. The thing about these is they are highly visible because they're for use indoors and outdoors. So I can use these on a broadcast. If I was on a broadcast with 3 or 4 people, I might use them, but the way my computer is arranged, I don't need to wear them. But these headphones, Aftershocks headphones, are just an awesome invention. They don't go into your ear because they don't need to. It's bone conduction. Okay. And if you're listening to a podcast or to music, you're getting a high quality sound that you can appreciate. Okay. But the key is when you go out and about and you're walking, jogging, running, or cycling, then this is where the Aftershocks headphones come into their own. If you're, I mean, I'm a marathon walker, and when I'm out and about, I can hear everything that comes around me. I go walking on the local canal paths, and the canal paths are shared between pedestrians and cyclists. Now, I don't know whether you've ever had a cyclist come up behind you on a cycle path, but you can't hear them. Okay. And they don't ring their bell, they don't sound their horn. And before you know it, they're close to you. Because your ears are able to listen to everything that's going on around you, you would hear the cyclist. You can hear the traffic. You can hear the person next to you. You can talk to somebody. You can just sort of mentally switch off the music or podcast and you can talk to somebody normally without having to remove your headphones. These headphones are part of a range. And well, I could blab for Britain, as Marco knows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. I'm going to bring up on screen. I'm going to hide Marco. So let's hide Marco. I'm going to bring the video up on screen. Okay, I'm going to take myself off solo. And you can now see next to me a video which explains what aftershocks are. So that basically this is, well, this is one of the first videos I made. Be kind. I'm going to put it full screen. I'm going to switch my microphone off and we're going to listen to what Aftershocks is all about. Aftershocks Trex titanium headphones are lightweight and very, very effective because they go over their open ear, they go over the ear, and that means that once you're wearing them, you can hear what's going on. If you've got somebody to the side of you, behind you, you can actually hear what's going on. You can hear the traffic, you can hear all the noises around you, but you can concentrate on the music or the podcast that you're actually playing. Now, they last 6 hours on a 1.5 hour battery charge. You can make and receive phone calls. They are practical. They're coated, so they are rainproof and sweatproof. I use them daily and they're just good sound and quite probably the best headphones that I've actually tried, because I've tried many over the years, wired. These are Bluetooth, but wired, unwired, and these are the best that I've actually found because they are so simple, easily rechargeable. They pair on Bluetooth, simple and straightforward. Making phone calls is straightforward. You can voice dial. Receiving calls you can do with one button. So if you're looking for a pair of headphones and you do go out and about and you go walking, jogging, running or cycling, then these are the headphones that you should actually consider because they are so well crafted and practical and good quality. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Marco. This is me still wearing the headphones. Bring Marco back into the broadcast, and we'll take off the video. And you're now back to Marco and myself. At this point, I can take off the headphones and I can put them safely away. Remember, though, that they are waterproof and sweatproof, and they are for indoors and outdoors, and they're reasonably stylish.
Yes. One thing, Stephen, how long do they last?
Right, they last 6 hours on a 90-minute charge. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So if you were doing a marathon, you'd have to have a battery pack with you. But if you're just out walking, then
do you mean that I take more than 6 hours to run a marathon? Are you kidding me?
I don't know. I mean, I don't actually run. I walk marathons.
I think I will be done in less than 1 hour.
Well, I've got to say that when I walk the 26 miles, it takes me between 8 and 10 hours. Being totally honest about it, and I've been able to do it 5 times so far. I'm looking forward to the next one, really, because we've got ideal country locally. We've got canals by us, and it's a great place to go and walk and train. Now, just a short story, which happened last night. The good people of Devizes, I live in a town called Devizes, which has got about population of 23,000, and everybody went to bed as normal last night, and just around about 11 o'clock, this almighty noise, and it felt like, well, it felt like alien spaceships were flying overhead. And the noise went on for about 90 seconds, and people ran outdoors in their dressing gowns and their pajamas to see what was going on. But it was too dark and they couldn't actually see anything in the sky because the sky was black. But it frightened the life out of everybody in Devizes. And we discovered what it was. Basically, there is an airbase over in Gloucester, and 2 B-1B Lancer bombers had taken off from Gloucester and flown over Devizes on their way to meet up with 19 other planes, which were going to fly, which then flew on to Africa for a mission. Now, we don't know anything about the mission. It's top secret, obviously. But what we do know is that we were scared witless by the sounds, by the sounds of flight bombers flying overhead Devizes. I'm just glad that they actually flew on and didn't actually, you sort of think, are they coming back? Will they ever come back? Until somebody actually explained what it was, we were flummoxed, really. Beautiful word, flummoxed. So that was what happened overnight. So we don't think, we were hoping, fingers crossed, the people of Devizes hope that they don't do the same mission tonight, that they actually go and fly somewhere else. But I did look up the bombers on YouTube, as you do. I went into YouTube and typed in B-1 Lancer bomber, and they are magnificent planes, but they're darn loud, is all I can say. And when you get 4 of them flying in a squadron on the way to meet up with 17 other different planes, it's just, well, if we'd known in advance, we would have appreciated it. But we're still here.
Perfect. And I think you gave me the right clue to talk about something that you like as well, which is this outdoors live streaming. And let me bring my, can you guess what's here?
I can. Just a minute. Let's do this properly.
Do you want the okay, let's do it. Let's do this how it should be done.
The great unboxing. Okay.
So this is for me, and I think Stephen will agree with me. It's the best tool for you who wants to go live or to record with your cell phone outside. Okay. Before this, I made it in 2 ways, and both of them are not best way, and one of them it's the worst way. Okay, which is when we go outside with our cell phone and we want to record or we want to go live. I don't recommend holding the cell phone with your hand because you will shake and this will be recorded, okay? And also it's a tiresome experience, okay? I also made a couple of live shows with a selfie stick. Even though it's not so tiring experience, the shakes are there as well. How you can avoid this? With a gimbal. Okay, I have this Zhihun Smooth 4, okay, which is an amazing gimbal. I will not be showcasing everything you can do with it, just give you some recommendations. Don't turn it on without the cell phone in the holder and holding the gimbal in your hand. My recommendation, and this is because it's the brand recommendation, okay, they give you this tripod. Assemble this, put it in a solid surface like this, put the cell phone in the holder. Okay, there's a little screw here so you can adjust, so it will stay like this, disconnected. Okay, it's disconnected but it's leveled. Okay, and then you can turn it on, because one of the things, if you turn the gimbal on with this, it won't be properly calibrated. Okay, it will work but it will consume more battery.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so have this in mind. This save, I made one day one show on Amazon where I made half of the show with the gimbal and the other half because my cell phone went out of battery. I needed to put it on the charger. I couldn't use the gimbal. Was holding the gimbal with the cell phone with the hand, and believe me, it was a huge difference.
Yeah.
Okay, so have this in mind. It's a really good investment if you want to go pro recording or broadcasting live with your cell phone outdoors. Okay, and this one, it's really a good thing. But I think Stephen wants to talk about his gimbal as well. Back to you, Stephen.
Thank you. Okay, I'm coming back, and I will do my unboxing, and I agree with everything that Marco has said.
Thank you.
Basically, okay, this is the Hohem gimbal. Now, I have, and I'll go full screen just for a moment. I agree with everything that Marco has said. This makes a great deal of difference to anything that you record. Simple as it's the best investment you can make in terms of your mobile broadcasting. Now, when I put my mobile phone in here, which is an Android, I can then press the button to start, and I can zoom in, zoom out, I can pan left, I can pan right, I can go widescreen, I can do all sorts of things. But 9 times out of 10, having stabilized it, set it up, all I do is press the red button for it to start. And the beauty of it is that you just point and shoot. And I can see there's a slight delay. So I'm going to come back to me. I just love the gimbal. I've got the Zion 3, Marco's got the Zion 4, and this is a home gimbal, which is down in the carousel. This makes a whole deal of difference, and it gives me an excuse to actually come back. I'm waiting to come back, and Marco should appear beside me in a moment, and we'll have the battle of gimbals. Okay, now one thing we can actually show you. If I bring this up on screen, I'm going to bring a video up on screen. This video, which I'm waiting for at the moment. Okay, and it's there below Marco in 3, 2, 1. I'll put this gimbal down because it looks a bit strange carrying it around. Is a video that was actually shot using a gimbal, and I'm going to wait until it comes on screen. or we might wait. We might show it next week. What do you think? I'm trying to get it
It's up to you. I think we have
to
a
appear
couple
on
of
screen.
minutes.
But as I said earlier, occasionally. Okay.
It's showing on my
Let's
side.
try.
I'm
All
seeing
right.
it.
Okay. Everything comes to you. All right. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the video full screen. Okay. And that will happen in a second. So the video will go full screen. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to switch Marco's microphone off. And so far that is happening. I'm going to switch my microphone off and press play. You from the site itself, from the site itself, and we try to visit 3 or 4 times a year. So I'm taking on a circular route around they've closed them, so I can't actually take you inside. These are recreations of the huts from 4,000 years ago. Okay, so we're going to turn in a minute and going to head up. I've got my hood down. I'm going to head up along the walk. I think today might be a good day to actually stay on the road. Now, Angelica is following me. She may catch me up, I don't know. But I'm going to do this. I've decided. So, you are on a live walk towards one of the most important monuments in the UK. Unmuting Marco's microphone so you can hear us both. That was a journey to Stonehenge. Hello, yeah, we're still live, and I'm going to hide the video and come back to Marco and I. And hopefully in a second we're back on screen. We're coming towards the end of the broadcast. That video of Stonehenge is actually on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, you search my name and you search Stonehenge, you'll find the video. Okay. Right. Well, there you are. That went fast.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Okay. Over to you to close the show, Marco.
Okay, so
unless you've anything else.
Hope you like these recommendations, and feel free on this show. Well, we don't have that much time on this show, but on next shows. And don't forget to follow both of us. Okay, you will find me under, if you type on your browser marketing.live, you will find Stephen if you type stephenhealy.live. So easy to do. Okay, so I don't understand why you're taking so much time. Okay, thank you so much. Feel free to join me and Stephen in our shows, because we will go live lots of times because we want and we can.
True.
Thank you so much.
Very true.
Next week it will be me hosting, but it will be again open and collaborative experience. Tune in at the same time next week, 2 p.m. And meanwhile, tune to our individual shows, because we will be talking about live streaming, about live stream gear, live stream tips, and I'm pretty sure that this may help you a lot. Believe me, when I was starting, I didn't have any help. So I'm pretty sure that this will help you. So bye-bye. Enjoy the rest of the week. See you soon.
Bye.